All right, here we go, guys. Blockchain Crusader having technical difficulties left and right, but I got it mostly all figured out, guys. So here we are. We're back on Monday, November 10th, and the market is semi-green. Bitcoin's getting excited. The government shutdown is coming to an end, and there's a lot more. We are even potentially getting another stimmy check, baby. Another 2K in the bank. And the question is, what are you going to be buying with your 2K if you get it? So make sure you're smashing those likes on the way in, hitting that subscribe if you haven't already. I'm Blockchain Crusader, crusading through these blockchains, and let's jump right into it, guys. So the market overall, a lot of different altcoins are starting to pop off here. In the Crypto Citadel, we have been hunting down the next big altcoins that are going to be pumping, and I'm going to be posting a lot of macro analysis around those altcoins that are going to be having these big moves in the next week or so, right? In the next couple of weeks, because we come in here towards the later part of the year. So as we get going on with that, give me another quick little second here as I fix something that I almost forgot to do. Guys. You know, it's just one of those things. One of the many things that I got to do. I almost forgot. But make sure you guys are keep smashing those likes in the meantime, for it is, what the heck is this? What's going on here, man? What in the fudge cakes? Of course. Nothing wants to work the way it should today. Why am I not surprised? Give me a second here, guys. Jeez, what is up with these? For whatever reason, this doesn't want to work. Sorry about that, guys. Yeah, what's going on, Aguilar? What's going on, everybody? I'm just gonna start reading into the chat here because this is just not working today. It just doesn't want to work today. Having a bunch of little technical issues at the background. What's going on, WP? What's going on, Crypto Petro? I hear you on TikTok, but not on YouTube. What? You don't have audio on YouTube? How do you not have audio on YouTube? Okay, never mind. I was gonna say, man, don't give me more technical difficulties here. I'm already drowning in technical difficulties back here. I'm already drowning in technical difficulties. Settings, come on, man. Just, jeez. Okay, whatever. Just gonna have to let that be. Appreciate all you guys jumping in here. Sorry, guys. Been trying out experimenting with a bunch of new technology for multi-streaming, and let me tell you, it's just been a huge headache. So let's just do what we can here with what we got and keep moving forward, because this has just been a huge poop show so far. All right. So, Bitcoin, what is it doing? What is it doing right now? Well, last night, you guys, we saw all the headlines coming out of, we got a lot of headlines. of the government shutdown coming to an end, finally coming to a deal here. Where is it? Scrolling back. Right. Last night it's like, hey, government shutdown could be ending, and everybody's getting excited. The Senate reached a deal ending the shutdown, and everybody's getting a little excited about this, and that is obviously going to help the market pump, and it did. The minute that happened, the Asia trading session had started. Bitcoin pumped straight through the 104.8 resistance, broke out and pumped all the way up as high as 106,632. Since then, it just chopped sideways for the grand majority of the night throughout the entire London session and the rest of the Asia session. And then when the New York session began, we just dump city, dropped it like it's hot. We didn't sweep any of the highs, so it didn't concern me too drastic that the drop was going to be massive, because this area right here of 104.8 is an area I've been talking about for the last week, saying that this was a critical area to get above. And if we can get above this area, we will see a big move to the upside. So we got the move. We finally broke above it. Right now, we came back and retested it. And I was warning everybody in the Crypto Citadel this morning that, hey, this is the critical support, right? If you missed the long, right, I've been long from a lot lower, from down at 100.3, 100.6. But if you missed that long, this is going to be the next best opportunity for Bitcoin. Was coming down to this weekly average, holding around the 104.7 to 104.8, holding this weekly open. And if we do, we are going to continue going up higher. Our first big targets to the upside are 107.4 to 107.5. Once we get above that, next set of targets are between 109.5 to as high as 113, basically 114 for good old Bitcoin. In the meantime, altcoins are starting to wake up. They're starting to get excited, right? We're starting to see some big moves here. On the weekly, look at all these altcoins up 60, 70%. What is going on? Even ICP, let me drag this bad boy out from behind me. ICP up 71% today. What is going on? Since when does ICP do anything like this? Well, it's doing it today. And it's going for some major targets. It's already hit lots of major targets that we've been tracking in the Crypto Citadel for over the last 5 months. And we still have some more targets between $10 to $15 to the upside that ICP could run for here if we have a true altcoin season. Fetch is up 63% this week. We got Zcash up 45%, up over 100% in the last month. Overall, Filecoin is up 71% this week as well. A lot of altcoins are starting to move. Render up 28.1% this week. So the question is, what is the next altcoin that's going to pop? What are those targets going to be? Where could it be potentially headed? That's what everybody wants to know. And probably a lot of people are starting to FOMO in to some of these altcoins. Now, is that always going to be the best case? Probably not. Most of the time, these altcoins are not all going to go to all-time highs, and you could be buying a local top here for the grand majority of these altcoins. Why do I say that? Well, it's very simple. Not all altcoins are built the same. Not all altcoins have the same level of institutional demand that others have. Not all altcoins have been as what's the best word, as dumped on or as low as possible. Like ICP is a perfect example. This thing has been in the dumpster fire all year long. It hasn't seen anything above $10 since 2024, right? Early 2024. So ICP has been one of those that has been in massive trouble, has not had any major moves. Near is another one that's on a very similar boat. Polkadot is another one that's on a very similar boat, right? And a few others. So we got to identify which one of these altcoins could have those big moves, which of these altcoins have been in the dumpster for the last 8+ months, right? And could they have those moves and have realistic targets? Because that's the biggest problem. They find altcoins that, let's say another example, VeChain, right? VeChain is another perfect example. I like VeChain. I think VeChain is going to do very well. I think VeChain has a nice run into it. Now, last year, we saw it top out around 107, right? Around 7 cents. Not 107. What am I saying? At 0.07, right? 0.07. That's around the time frame of December of 2024 that we topped out and VeChain came down. People are calling for VeChain crazy all-time highs. Do I believe VeChain's going to hit some wild all-time high above 20-something cents? Probably not. But can VeChain have a nice rally back towards 3 to 5 cents, maybe even back towards the 2024 high of 7 cents? Absolutely. And that makes massive gains. And being able to plan accordingly for those targets, have realistic targets, and get in at the right time could definitely be a very profitable strategy. But all of this takes crypto analysis. You need to be analyzing the charts. You need to be managing your risk. You can't be out here degening, gambling, calling for all-time highs, because everything will not hit all-time highs. So I just want to quickly say thank you for all of you guys that have been in here, smashing those likes, hitting that subscribe. Greatly appreciate it. I know I've had some technical difficulties this morning on this here, but overall, let's keep it rocking and rolling. Let's keep it rocking and rolling. Let me see. Moving up next. What else do we need? All right, so let's start looking at some of these altcoins. Let's go take a look at Ethereum, right? I made a video about it earlier today. Ethereum as well has had a major weekly downtrend, right? Major weekly downtrend. We're currently sitting at some major support here around 35.20, 35.15. We were retesting it this morning when Bitcoin retested its critical support of 104.8, and it's been holding so far. Meanwhile, we hold this area. We don't have to worry about these targets to the downside between 34.62 to as low as 33.87. Those are the targets if we lose 35.15. 34.62 to 33.87 for Ethereum. Now to the upside, we got some big targets between 39.45 to 42.98, and then obviously all-time highs above that. So Ethereum is setting itself up very, very well here. Overall, compared to Bitcoin, Bitcoin's been having some very volatile swings. But overall, Bitcoin, if we zoom out here on the daily, right, let's turn off some of these indicators here. Let's turn off all of this. Let's clean up the chart a bit. If we look out here, right, on the daily, this is on the daily chart. Look at these ranges. What has been Bitcoin been doing since May of 2025? Ranging sideways. Obviously, May, we were down at 96. We came all the way up to 124 in August, came down to 101, went up to 126, came back down to 98,000, and now we're back up over 105. So overall, we've been ranging. We have been at these price levels since May of 2025. Nothing has structurally broken for Bitcoin. Now, Bitcoin starts losing this 96, 97. We're definitely going to be looking for lower areas between 88 to 84 as we start to lose these major ranges on the upside. But right now, Bitcoin's been just ranging sideways for many months now. And a lot of people don't really understand what to do with that. But that's what we're looking at in the crypto citadel. Where is Bitcoin headed next with this massive sideways range? Is 126 the complete top? Or are we setting ourselves up? I'm going to say it here. This is something that I've only talked about in the crypto citadel. Are we setting ourselves up for a major quarter one? I know people are super hyper focused on quarter four of this year. And yes, quarter four could still have some decent moves for Bitcoin. We can still push up to maybe 121, 113, 115 area, right? Altcoins could definitely have a little bit of an altcoin rally, but I think we're going to have a way bigger move in quarter one of 2026. And people are always all expecting massive bearish price action. And maybe they're right. Maybe we will see massive price action, bearish price action. But I would only agree with that depending how we end up in the year, right? Depending how we end up by halfway through December, I'll have a way better idea of where the price action is. Are we at the close to the highs of 126, or are we back down towards this 97, which is still untapped, guys? Remember, even though we came down here to around 98.8, give or take, we still have not taken the low from June. The low from June was 97, right? We still have not taken, it was 98.1 actually. We haven't retested that low. We have not hit our quarterly average at 97.8. So there are definitely some big levels here that we are still not hitting, and it doesn't mean that we won't. We can still pump up, come back down, and hit that 98, 97 area before having that big blast off move in Q1. So it's something to be very, very aware of for all of you guys out there that are wondering what could be possibly coming up next for the altcoins. So let's jump into some of these other altcoins as well. Let's go take a look at ICP. ICP, not to be confused with ICUP. Two different situations, two different assets overall. So ICP, as you guys can see here, overall this entire yearly range has been between $4 and $6.80. We had that big liquidation event on October 10th, dropping ICP down to $1.20. Now ICP has come up, hit major targets all the way up above $7, reaching as high as $9.76. We still have two targets here between 10 and 10.50 that have not been tapped just yet. We also have a gold pocket up around $15 that also has not been hit yet. So we still have some big targets for ICP. ICP has been having a cool off, pulling back down to around 675, retesting this yearly developing range right now around this area, sitting on its value area high. Now jumping on over to Render, another altcoin that most people are probably not paying attention to, one that we have been talking about in the Crypto Citadel this morning, and I will be posting some big analysis on as well in the Crypto Citadel. Render has been in the dumpster fire, just like ICP was. Major dumpster fire, just straight down, nothing but down since the top back in December of 2024 around $11. Spent the majority of its year built around somewhere around 290 to around 470. In October, we dipped well below that, came all the way down below $2, and now we're sitting at 260, trying to get back into the current yearly range, and the previous quarter has an NPOC up at 380. So 380 is a nice little short-term target here for Render. Above 380, we have targets between 557 to as high as 799 for Render. Now let's go see what other altcoins out there are starting to look like they want to shake and bake. Let's go take a look at 𝗭𝗢𝗎. 𝗭𝗢𝗎 has continued to still hold its support, even though it went all the way up as high as 540 and now it's dropped back down to 370. We are still structurally sound, still in an uptrend overall, still above our major critical support of 304. We still have a target of 617. And where's my other target above 617? I had another target somewhere. Did I get rid of it? We still haven't filled out this gold pocket of 545. Got close, but missed it by $5. And then we still have a target of 617 for 𝗭𝗢𝗎 to the upside. Another altcoin here to be taking a look at is WorldCoin. Not one of my favorite coins at all, but it is easy to say that this thing will have some major price action moves here. Let me get, what the heck is this? This is a super outdated chart. So let's get some targets here. Let's get some quarterlies. All right. Got a quarterly target right here. Now, why do I think WorldCoin is going to pump? As I build out this chart, I'm going to tell you why. The reason why I think we're going to have a major rally for this altcoin is because AI is going to be a hot narrative. It's always a hot narrative. It's only a matter of time before it has another comeback. And when it does, WorldCoin, I expect it to have a major rally because it's been in the dumpster fire. It's just been doing absolutely nothing for the longest amount of time possible. So now let's get some ranges here. No. Let's get the developing yearly range up until the end of October. Boom. So right now here for WorldCoin, we have a local target of 95 cents as our developing NPOC to the upside. Above that, we have another target of 142. And then way beyond 142, if we truly do have a big breakout and we start to break out of this downtrend from that we've been in for the last, I don't know, 3 years, as you guys can see, multiple years since 2024 has been nothing but down. 2025 has been nothing but down. If we get the previous year range here, or I should say trend, 2024, boom, all the way to 2025. All right, we've been in this major downtrend. If we start to break out of this downtrend and have a true massive rally above 142, our two big targets are 436 and 510. Those are our two big targets here. If we get a little local gold pocket price action, my magnet on, get a little local gold pocket from the local high of 2024. Boom, right here. We have another target around 268, 281, 268 to 281 is another target here, a gold pocket from the 2024 highs to the 2025 lows for WorldCoin. Now, let's go take a look at some other altcoins here. Let's go take a look at Zcash. Everybody's been talking about good old Zcash. And let me tell you, buddies, Zcash is going to surprise some people. It's going to surprise some people. Now, why do I say that? I'll tell you why I say that. Not only have we smashed through pretty much all the highs here. Let me see. Is there any other exchange that has more historical data? No, this thing came out around 2019-ish. Let me see. Phoenix? Nope. Yeah, so overall here, Zcash has smashed through all the highs, right? And here's what you guys need to know. Is this thing going to keep rallying to $1,000 plus like most people are saying? Maybe. But things to consider here. We have come up to the 1.65 and that have found the major resistance at this level, right? Which is around $647. That has been major resistance. It was today, yesterday, the day before yesterday, and the day before that. For the last 4 days, this area has been major resistance, and this has been the area to be looking for a short on Zcash. Every time you got above 647, that was the area to start looking for a short. That's how I was able to get over 100% move on Zcash on a short here last week. It's simply by doing this one simple thing, which was shorting above 647. We got above 647, we're overextended, and I'm shorting that bad boy down. Now, easy targets to the downside, previous week EQ 567. If we lose the previous day low of 531, then we could be heading a lot lower. We do have probably the next area here is the 1-to-1 around 475 to be looking at. Below that, we have the previous month high of 412. And if we are to lose the $400 range, we have a target, an untapped monthly average all the way down at 296 for Zcash. But obviously before that, we do have the previous week low down at 371. But so far, the easy plays here is every time we've broken above 647, that has been the area to look for a short. And Zcash has slowly come down into the 500s and lower every single time, which makes a magnificent move, especially if you're doing low leverage, 3, 4, 5x, at most 5x leverage with just a couple of $100, not even $1,000, no large margin at all. You can get easy 50 to 100% moves to the downside because this has been major resistance. But like I said, if you're not into leverage trading, definitely not for you. Don't do it unless you have experience on technical analysis and been actively day trading. So I appreciate every single one of you guys. Guess who's Chicken Boo? What's going on, man? A member of the channel. Appreciate that, brother. Appreciate you guys smashing those likes and hitting that subscribe. Appreciate you supporting here on YouTube and becoming a member of the channel. Really helps out. Greatly, greatly appreciate it. Let's see. Let's see here. Howdy. Any thoughts on Cody? We'll take a look at Cody here. What's going on, Rival? Good to see you, brother. Let's go take a look at the Trump coin. Some people are asking about Trump. The Trump coin. So Trump coin's definitely been making a move here. We're up at 913 right now. Is this my actual chart? No, where's my actual chart for Trump? Here we go. So we finally got above this critical area of $8. We're above the previous month high right now. Our next big target is going to be this 1035. Once we can get above 1035, our next big target is 1192 to 1219. That's going to be the next big section for Trump, for the Trump coin. Once, if we can get above $12, our next two big targets are 1368 to 1449 for Trump. Those are the next big critical levels here. We need to stay above the previous month high of 864, 868. We stay above that area. Targets are 1035, 1219, 1368 to 1449 for Trump. Let's go take a look at, somebody said 𝗭𝗢𝗢𝗠𝗘𝗫. Let's go take a look here. I haven't taken a look at this in a long time. Where are we here? January. Let's get to the end of October. We have a untapped monthly up here. Give me a second here as I fill out, as I update this chart. This chart is super outdated. Let's go take a look at quarterlies. Yeah, I didn't expect a lot from this here on the quarterlies. So overall, this thing has been in a major sideways range all of 2025, just going nothing but down, pretty much not holding its support. We fell in October, well below its previous, its current year range of 4 cents. We fell below that. We're currently sitting back at 5 cents right now. We need to break above this yearly range of above 8 cents to start running for our 10-cent target. That is our next big target. Above 10 cents, we really don't have any untapped targets all the way up until 19 to 20 cents. Am I saying we're going to go to 19 or 20 cents? Maybe not. That was a very local big top here back in 2024. Did not reach it back in December 2024. Made those targets around early 2024. But at least 10 cents, which is doubling from where we are right now, that is a local target to the upside if we can break above. Let's go take a look at Uni. Good old Uni swap. So Uniswap obviously got wrecked in October. Took out all the lows, came all the way down to $1.83. Let's see here, the month of October. Let's get the previous quarter range. Early July, all the way to the end of September. You have a quarterly average. I mean, MPLC, sorry. So the next big thing here is getting back above $9.16. That is our previous quarter range NPLC. Above that, we have another target around $10.19 and then $11. Those are the big targets to the upside for Uniswap. We're currently sitting at $6.99. We have a decent way to go to get up there. And if I get the October range, let's see, where did the October range end up? Yeah, we're just starting to break out of the October range above 679. So our next big targets are 916 to 922. Once we can get above $11, then our next big targets are between 1257 to 1415 for Uniswap. Let's go take a look at Pendle. Pendle here, very similar, also got wrecked in October along with Uniswap, and obviously the majority of the altcoins with that big liquidation event. But let's see, what does the previous quarter range look like? All right, so we have a quarterly and monthly naked point of control up at 544. We're currently sitting at 283. We need to get back above 320, right? We need to get back above 320. If we get this year's range so far, developing range here, yeah, getting above 320 is critical to start having a push back up towards this yearly pivot of 447. Once we get above 447, big target is going to be 544. Above 544, let me get rid of this thing over here. Above 544, our all-time high and major resist. All-time high is 753, and major resistance zone is between 628 to 681 before we can run for that previous all-time high. But just going from where we are today back to that quarterly and monthly NPLC of 544, that is going to be a 91% move. 91% move to the upside. Throw a little bit of leverage on that bad boy, 2 to 3x, and that is a very sweet, sweet ride. Whoa, what's going on here? Let's see here. What other altcoins can we cover here? Appreciate all of you guys smashing those likes. Let's go take a look at Bitcoin, see how Bitcoin's doing right now. Bitcoin doing very well, still holding up its critical support, holding that area of 104.8. Just began to face a little bit of resistance here at 105.7. But it looks like we started to reclaim finally this area, the London low. Like I said, overall, next big targets to the upside are 107.5 for good old Bitcoin. Appreciate all of you guys smashing those likes, hitting that subscribe. If you took your profits, would you get back in this late? I wouldn't be buying anything in spot, right? And if I was buying anything in spot, if I already took profits and we had the major correction that we've currently had and you've been able to get back in, I personally am not buying anything on spot. I'm personally just taking low leverage trades, 2-3x on altcoins, right? Short-term positions, sprinkling in $200-300 at 2-3x and letting them ride to see where they can go. If they can make it back to some of those decent local targets that they have to the upside, you're making a decent amount of money. Is it going to make you rich? No. Are you going to make hundreds of thousands of dollars? No. But you can definitely make a few $1,000, maybe a couple of tens of thousands of dollars, right? Depending on how many altcoins you do it with, and how much capital you want to risk overall. But I think that throwing in, my personal strategy right now that we're talking about in the Crypto Citadel is identifying altcoins that have not had major rallies, that have been in the dumpster fire like ICP for the grand majority of the last year, that nobody's paying attention to, that is riding down at the low lows, and put a couple of $100, $200-300 at low leverage 2-3-4x max, and letting them ride as we approach a small altcoin rally. Not an altcoin season, not like altcoins are going to go blasting off, or just a small altcoin rally as Bitcoin recovers, right, back towards that 114 area, could be a very profitable strategy for some of these altcoins. So that's my strategy right now. I personally am not buying any altcoins, and I don't plan on buying any altcoins. I've bought what I bought. I got what I got. And that is what it is. Let's go take a look at Litecoin. Appreciate everybody smashing those likes, hitting that subscribe. Let's go take a look at Litecoin over here. Okay. Oops, did not mean to do that. All right, so good old Litecoin here. Back in its previous quarter range overall, sitting at $108 right now. Big targets to the upside are around 137 to 146, especially once we start getting above 123 and breaking out of the previous quarter range. Right now, we are retesting the lower band of this uptrend that we were in for the last 2 quarters, for quarter 2 and quarter 3, right? We fell out of that uptrend with the liquidation event. Litecoin dropped all the way down to $53. We are now starting to retest the lower band of that uptrend. If we get back into that uptrend and can continue to ride the storm to the upside, targets are between 137, 146, 158, 164, and then we got some legacy targets up around 190 to $200+ for Litecoin. So if we get rejected here and we start falling back below the yearly average of $100, then Litecoin is definitely going to be in some trouble. Appreciate all of you guys smashing those likes, hitting that subscribe. Guys, I appreciate all of you guys hanging out. Make sure you guys are joining the Crypto Citadel, my private trading community, where you can get 75% off your first month at trading right now. So if you guys have been wanting to get into the Crypto Citadel, if you guys have been watching my content and like the analysis that you can get, imagine inside the Crypto Citadel where you get trade signals, swing trades, daily trade setups, daily analysis, macro long-term analysis, my private exclusive indicators, my live trading sessions Monday through Thursday, my trading course, and everything else that comes with it, right? So all of that is 75% off for you to try it right now. You can try it 75% off for your first 30 days. Try it. It's normally $5 a day to be there, and now that $5 a day to be there is 75% off, guys. It's less than $2 a day to try it out for your first month right now. If that's not the best deal you can get, I don't know what is. So make sure you guys are joining the Crypto Citadel if you haven't already. The link is in the profile. The link is in the bio. The link is in the description down below. Make sure you use code BlackFriday25. Black Friday 25 as the code to get 75%, 75% off your first month, guys. So I appreciate every single one of you guys hanging out. I'm Blockchain Crusader, Crusading these blockchains. I'm heading out of here. Got to jump back into the Crypto Citadel and post more analysis and more trade setups. I'll see all of you guys later. Until next time, see ya.